Gullwing windows. I have done every single one of these panels, left and right, myself. So here it goes. I'm going to try to do this first window on my own, which is the Explore Glazing Gullwing with integrated sliding window, which is their new product. I've just taken that off, which is pretty basic, and there was only 3 clips, not 4. This is step 1. Wish me luck, guys. Never done shit like this before.
A few moments later.
Well, the window came out. So what I did was, guys, probably give you a tip so that you don't go and bend this frame as you're trying to pry the window off the rubber here, is go to the corners and you'll find places where the metal might be a little bit reinforced, might be like just, I mean, you can tell where there is a little bit thicker metal, but the corners are generally, when I start it, go to the 4 corners first, pry those, and you'll feel it. Don't go too hard, gently, right? And then just push, and then once you get the 4 corners, come to the four pillars here, push. Eventually, as you get a bit more, I guess, leverage, as it gets softer and softer, grab a knife, quickly cut the rubber, detach whatever you can. It just makes that pushing that window out a little bit easier. Mounting a window wasn't as smooth as I hoped, because even though Explore Glazing stuff is meant to go straight on, and they say to flatten that flanges out so it's not curved, so it sits right. I've done the best I could, but I still can't get one of the corners in so that all of the holes are lined up flush with this metal part. It's literally a little bit of metal on one of these corners that's jamming one of the corners. So I've got no choice. You can see there's this double layering system here on the side. And I was like, well, the only way that's going to go in is make these little snippets and then get rid of it. So that's what I've done. All I've got is a straight snip, not a curved one. So that's what I chose to do, cut into it and bend it and cut it off, and then etch prime it up so it doesn't rust. As you guys can see, I've drilled the holes where the Explore Glazing will be going onto. Now, I'm not confident because whether these holes will match up, even though I try my best to get a flush. And I understand what they mean when they say, oh, make sure you flatten the flanges, because these flanges are curved with the body and the frame is flat. So, right, so look, it's never going to be perfect. So hopefully these screws will come together. If not, it's going to be a bit more of a butcher job, and getting more holes in there, it's going to be freaking tedious because that one is literally on the edge, right? Anyway, it's not perfect, but hey, my first time. Now, the final step that I've done on the reversal, when you drill it, it's going to have all these rough edges on the metal, and I've used this particular tool I learned from Ollie at Headspace. Just go in then gently like that, and just give it a little thing, and just get rid of all of the sharp edges. Wish me luck.
10 hours later.
Literally spent the whole day putting that on. I'll tell you one thing, it's a lot of work because I've never done anything like this before. Like cutting to cars' bodies, drilling holes into cars' bodies. I've never done anything like this at all. To put this Corning Sikaflex type of sealant around it, I bought like a gun and like overdone it. Like literally just put the whole bloody thing in, just covering it half, whereas the whole canister should have at least lasted the whole thing, and maybe the other side of the window as well. So according to the instructions, they say, you know, once you sort of get it to this stage, anything left over, you should be able to wipe it off with a wet cloth or whatever it was. So hopefully they're true, otherwise I'm gonna, you know, this is gonna look freaking terrible. It's gonna take me ages to take it off. But as you can see, the sealant, look, I've never done this before, guys. This is the first time, okay? And I don't think it's that bad. The window's in, got to put the struts in, and I'll show you guys tomorrow morning. It's late, spend the whole day. I'll tell you one thing, like after doing this thing, it makes you confident to do anything else in your car. Like, literally, because you jump in the deep end. And now, for me to drill a couple of holes and put a couple of brackets on, it'll be like walking a hiking park. That's the beauty about this stuff. But yeah, it looks great. You know, this is the Explore Glazing, powder coated to perfection. Stuff is quality stuff, right? It's got the integrated sliding window in the middle, and this is a Gullwing. I'll show you guys in the morning. Yeah, but I mean, just trying to get this thing in on the other edges inside, scratched it all up, the powder coat. So that's a bit of a quite devastating there, but hey, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's the other side window for this thing. Hopefully all going smoother than I did in this one. Overall, yeah, it's done. A couple of things I've learned. The Toyota body, it's not going to fit out of the box, for me anyway. So I had to literally cut a little bit off just for it to get in there. Even then, if you don't get these things perfectly flat, the screws that the Explore Glazing give you, they're so small that you really, like, if you don't get that flat, forget about it. Because if that goes in, this pops out. This goes in, that pops out. And the screws are so short that you can't even like manipulate it. So I had to bang it with a bloody hammer. It's a two-man job, guys. I got the bottom in, and I got my poor mum. She was the only one around. I had to get her to push in, and finally I was able to get it. And then once I got the top screwed in, bottom screwed in barely, and then just jimmy, and then side went in pretty easily. And then more you turn, and more the body sort of molds against the frame, because this is harder than the body. And I also bought another protection plate over that, like a mole protection plate. So I'll install that tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see. Second window, I got my mate Kenny from AGT Glass.
Yeah, with a bit of gastro. How bit of love, mate. You're looking big fat, Lala. Looking big fat, mate. Don't lose some weight.
Putting these windows in, two people definitely is easier. Now, just on some of these holes, some of these are going to be really on the edge, but that's okay. I wouldn't stress about it.
Yeah, let the glazier drill, mate.
That's it.
Straight on. Within 0.5 millimetre, that one.
So this window got on a lot less than 10 hours I spent on mine. So with the help of Kenny, this is on what, just about an hour?
Yeah.
And now look at his Silicone Pro versus my dog's breakfast on the other side. So you're going to help me fix the other side, Kenny?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Don't buy one of those mechanical guns. Get a hand squirt. That's the advice there. Look at that, like butter. Like butter.
butter,
Huh?
like butter,
Just like butter. Look how neat this side, look. God, this is having such a black hole of a DIY obsession. You can see I've chose two different brands here. One is Explore Glazing, one is Mission 4x4. Top differences, this is a more slick product. You can see the black powder coating is just smooth, very smooth. Mission 4x4, very coarse. They're both aluminium. The feel of the hinges and stuff is just very slick. It's a quality product. What I don't like about this design, to finish the installation of this window, you actually got a silicone around it. Siliconing anything, it's not going to be the perfect look. I guess that's the only solution they've come up with. The option I chose here from the Explore Glazing, it's a half open window on the inside, and then it's simply got the window guard there, right? So you got the best of both worlds, which is great, because when the dog's at the back, they can still have a bit of air when we're driving. I would have gone with Explore Glazing at the back, but because I wanted to go made in Australia, I went for Mission 4x4, and it made sense because they're the only guys that's made it with this particular internal cavity, which I need for. Why? Because on this side is where I'm gonna cook. So this is where all the sauces and all the stuff that goes in there, I don't need to think twice about it, right? What they have is basically a clamping system. It's a far easier install than Explore Glazing. These type of seals isn't that great because over the sun, water and all that, they will deteriorate. This is a more slick product. This is a tested, tried and true product made in Australia. The pros of this is the instructions are relatively clear on YouTube. Sean at Mission 4x4, he has posted some good, decent videos on how to install it. Explore Glazing, they got some videos, but it's not for every product. And the installation instructions that they will send you is a disaster. Mission 4x4, I'm a bit pissy with Sean. I'm sort of part to blame. Why? Because I bought this piece, I bought the window on the other side, and I bought the internal cavity, so there's 4 pieces. Then I also bought the MaxTrax table, which is 5 pieces. And then I bought the 6th piece, which is the internal cavity that you're meant to put the compressor attached to. Yeah, because when you take the panels off on the inside, you've got this free space, and Sean builds these internal sort of shelving cavity things for you to put things in, so you can make use of the product. I ordered it, it got sent over to my warehouse. When it arrived, I wasn't in the country. I spoke to my warehouse guys. I go, look, there's a package coming. My guys did a check. They go, yep, everything's right, correct. They go, there's 5 pieces, 5 of 5 is being delivered. A couple of weeks later, Sean calls me, goes, oh, La, did you get your internal shelving? And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I have a box here sitting here that's been returned to me. And I'm like, I don't know. My warehouse guys hasn't told me that they're missing anything because based on the actual label, it's 5 of 5. And he goes, it has to be yours, it's got your name on it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't understand what he meant, but I said, yeah, okay. I go, look, Sean, just resend it. And I'm like, it is what it is, you know, couriers, we all know what they're like. Weeks go by, I didn't hear nothing, right? And I'm just assuming, this is my fault now, assuming that it had arrived. So when I finally turned up, months later after initial delivery, I checked all the pair of parts and counted and so forth, and it was quickly evident that I was missing that internal cavity. I'm not privy to how Sean packs his stuff when he sends it. I can only go by the manifest that came with the first delivery. And unfortunately, because I wasn't there and I couldn't be there in time to check and verify and all that sort of stuff, I'm missing a piece. As soon as I found out, I started trying to call Sean, can't get through. I tried to text him, no reply. I know I'm part to blame because I didn't verify in time, but at the same time, if you're a small business and you want to beat the bigger boys, you want to create a product, selling a good product only 50% of the way, mate. Post-sale support, even though when it seems maybe unreasonable because a certain lapse of time have gone past, this is what you need to do to survive against someone who's better established. So my criticism to you, Sean, is that, God damn it, just return a text message. That's a deep dive on the damn Windows. And I did it myself.